This video content is protected. Somebody's already here. That's amazing. I was expecting to have an audience of 0 for a long time. I got to figure out what I'm going to do about this shaking thing all at the table. I guess I won't touch it. But good evening. Good evening to all my friends. I'm so glad that you're here. The two of you that are here. This is my first YouTube live, and we're doing this. I got a feel for it earlier last night. I did a quick little thing, and just to get a feel for it, just to see how it works and that. Could somebody try to somebody comment? Okay, there it is. Awesome. Hello, I see it. Okay, great. Awesome. Welcome, Heidi. I'm glad you're here. This is cool. So now I'm seeing, and I've got this slow mode thing on, so everybody can comment only once every 60 seconds. I may be able to turn that off. I don't know, but I want to be able to see each and every one of your comments, because I think this should be an interactive thing, because this is a great tool. This is a great platform. You know, regardless of certain things, we can make this a cooperative, like a conversation type of thing. So I want to get into a couple of things with you guys. I hope that you're having a good evening. Tonight I made for my dinner with my new oven, I made some baked potatoes, and what I did with them is I cooked them, and then when they were done, I opened them up. I put butter, salt, pepper, sour cream on them, and I crushed up some cheddar flavored Sun Chips and put it on top of these baked potatoes, and it was out of this world. So good. So I think on this platform, I want to focus more on the 5D spirituality aspect. I want to be able to utilize like scripture and things, and I'm hoping to get more than one person in here. It's a work in progress. So I'm just going to get right into it as if I have an audience of many. This reminds me actually of my pastor Marty, who, when he first started in ministry, there were times where he would have this Sunday service and that, and there was nobody there. Nobody would show up, and he would still go out and preach anyways. I think that's this case right now. I'm glad you're here. The one person that is here, I'm very, very happy about this. So let's get right into it. So today, this morning, I was reading some scripture that I think is applicable here in this current situation, in this thing. Something I want to ask Heidi, since you're the only one in here. How is the quality on your end? How is the video quality on your end? Does it look fuzzy? Because to me, it looks fuzzy. I don't know if it does on your end. Like, does it look good? Do I look crisp? It's going to be good stuff to talk about. So, oh, awesome. Great. I'm glad to hear that. So here's where I'm at. I was reading 1 Corinthians chapter 10, and there's a couple of verses that stuck out to me, and I'm going to share them with you. It's verses 9 and 10. It says, "Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents." Now, that made me think today about all of these people that are commenting saying, "Oh, well, where is God when all these people are dying? Where is God during this? Where is God during that?" That is tempting. That is tempting the Creator. That is murmuring. Like, and then the verse 10 says, "Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed by the destroyer." So people tend to think it's okay to just sit around and bash God for not having the perfect life, because they don't have a perfect life. They don't have all of this stuff. They don't have all of these things in their life. They think it's okay to just sit there and be like, "Well, screw that then. God obviously isn't real because he's not making me rich, or he's not putting a car in my driveway, or he's not putting money in my bank account." And it's only for those that that really truly understand that and can give their lives to their creator. Listen, all roads lead to one. I know this is a tough subject because a lot of people have their own sort of personal things on the whole God thing, and that's fine. It is my belief that all roads lead to one. However you choose to get to God is up to you. As long as you get there. So that is that I think is very important. So also what stuck out to me too is verses 13 and then 20 through 33. So the verse 13 that says, "There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with temptation also make a way to escape, that ye are able to bear it." So breaking that down, we are often tempted. The devil often pulls up a seat at our table, planting those, I don't know, dudes, casting doubt, trying to destroy everything that our Creator wants to give us. And this verse, broken down, put simply, is whenever there is temptation, whenever there is those seeds of doubt getting planted, we always need to be on the lookout for that escape route, because there's always a way to rebuke those things, to cast those things out, to tell Satan to get the hell out of here, because we don't want to hear it. It took a long time for me because I used to buy into those things. I would get those negative thoughts. Trials we go through to teach us lessons and make us strong. That's exactly it. When it comes to God, we get the test before we get the lesson. And sometimes the test takes a very long time. Heidi, I'm going to tell you, because you're the only person here, I'm going to tell you this story. So this is just me talking to you right now. 17 years ago, I was in a car accident. That was day one of a 17-year test for me. Throughout that time period, throughout that 17 years, I struggled, I resisted, I fought, I was depressed, I was sad, I was having all of those thoughts of doubt. Where is God in my life? Why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? Why am I suffering? Why am I? And at one point, the devil won. The devil won in my life at one point. I was totally convinced that my one purpose on this earth was to do nothing but suffer from the day I was born until the day I died. I was completely convinced of that. Hey, welcome, Cloud Gazing. I'm happy to have two of you in here now. I'm just getting into this. This is my first YouTube live. You know, I was wondering what the turnout would be. And I'm going through with it anyways, because you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. And I hope to see one day, because I'm going to push through. I hope to see one day this crowd gets as big as my TikTok lives, where I have hundreds of people coming to watch me every single day because they like what I have to say and they like the things I talk about. Today, I was just beginning to get into a story. Angel is here as well. Very nice. So I'm obviously, I must not be seeing the total number of people in the room. So I don't know how many of you are in here. So I'm seeing more people on TikTok need to know that you're on. I did a video earlier. I did a video yesterday talking about this schedule. I'm going to do a video on TikTok after this. And this is a point that I'm going to talk about. Now there's 3 people in here. That's great. This is a point that I'm going to talk about, because for a brief moment, I was like, maybe this isn't really worth doing. Like, just one person here, but I'm doing it anyways. And I'm sharing some scripture with you guys. Now, there's a little bit more to what I read today. When we look around the world and see all this craziness that's going on, there is one particular part of the First Corinthians, it's chapter 1, It's right there in the beginning. And it says, hold on, I gotta find a start. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this word? Hath God not made foolish the wisdom of this world? For after that in wisdom, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. For the Jews require a sign. This is going back into the biblical days where they all wanted proof. They all wanted hard. They all wanted to see it and touch it and feel it and stick their hands in the wounds. And they were all that doubting, that doubtful. They wanted proof after proof after proof. Even when Jesus was doing miracles in front of them, over and over and over again. He healed the 10 lepers and he did all those things. He healed them. Still, the Pharisees came. We need more. We need proof. We need proof of this, and they were afraid of losing their power. So as we continue in this, for the Jews require a sign and the Greeks seek after wisdom, but we preach Christ crucified. Unto the Jews a stumbling block and unto the Greeks foolishness. But unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God, because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And base things of the world and things which are despised hath God chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. It sounds like a whole lot that no flesh should glory in his presence. But him are ye in Jesus Christ, who of God is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption. That according as it is written, he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord. So, what we are seeing all around us, everybody that's like, oh, I know everything, and this is this, and that is that, and we all know it for sure. The minute you think you know everything, you done already lost. For the foolishness of God is wiser than men. Everybody's saying, when is this happening? When is this happening? When? And because it's not happening right here, right now, in this very moment, I don't believe any of it. And our Creator's just having a laugh about that, because this is God's grand symphony. Exactly. And that's what faith is all about, Angel. Like, here's something that I've seen. Even though I knew for certain in my heart and in my spirit and in my soul that Jesus Christ did in fact walk the earth, even though I already knew that, I finally saw the proof that I never needed to see. There was a man, a world-renowned geologist or archaeologist named Ron Wyatt, who found blood, who found dried blood on the mercy seat of the Ark of the Covenant. And he had it tested. Dried, dead blood. And any of you medical professionals, of the three of you that are in here, if any of you are medical professionals, know that dried blood is dead blood. There's more to it too. He had it tested. Come to find out, because we get 23 chromosomes, 23 from our mother, 23 from our father. That's 46. This blood had 24, only 24 chromosomes. 23 from the Virgin Mary, Mary Magdalene, and one X chromosome, just one. So this blood had 24 chromosomes. And that's not all. That's not all. Through the testing, and they did all the stuff that they did, they discovered that the blood was showing to be alive. It was living blood. This is 2,000 years after it's been dried up. They discovered it was still living blood. And they brought the test back to Ron Wyatt, and they said, whose blood is this? And he said, that's the blood of your Messiah. You don't think, with everything they've hidden from us, everything they've stolen from us, everything they've lied to us about, you don't think they didn't hide the true history of the Son of Man? But thank God for Ron Wyatt. They have hidden nearly everything. I saw, this was a couple years ago, the remains of Gilgamesh. Yep. Still in immaculate condition. Still. This is a man who died almost 5,000 years ago. And it just looks like a man who is sleeping. He's enormous. He is enormous. A true giant. But yes, if you want to search it up on your own, the man's name is Ron Wyatt. R-O-N is the first name, Wyatt, W-A-T-T. I have the video on my Rumble channel. You can go over to my Rumble. I've got a long description listed in this video that has like all the information about me, the mission statement, and all that. I'm going to keep that going. Could any of the few of you that are in here just take a look through that and let me know what you think of that description? I mean, because there's only 3 of us in here right now, 4 of us, including myself. And I'm really glad that you guys are here. If you could just take a look through that description, let me know if you think it needs anything, because we're building here. This is the starting point. This is the first of what I hope to be many. And there's a reason why I'm sticking to the spirituality aspect. I'm sticking to the scripture aspect. And I'm sticking to that 5D sort of raising the vibration, the spiritual aspect, because that is very, very important in this battle that's going on in this world. It's a fight, and we arm ourselves with prayer. We arm ourselves with the word. And also, I've learned that when you talk about certain things that they don't particularly like, they shut you down. And I'm not trying to have that happen. I don't want to deal with that. So I want to talk to you guys about good things. I want to talk to you guys about, positive stuff. I don't want to share all these things with you. And it's going to work out. I mean, it's going to be great. I think it's fair to say that what goes on TikTok is also pretty much good here too. So, I mean, I think I could do virtually the same kind of stuff on both. I'm just waiting for anybody to go through that description thing in the bottom in my thing. I'm going to try and connect that and keep it on each and every one of the lives that I do going forward on here. I'm going to be doing these 4 days a week: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's just the way my schedule works out, because Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, I'm doing community stuff. I'm out with the church and doing all that stuff. So, and I think it works better that way. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think I need to maybe I don't know, I guess advertise this a little better that I'm going to be doing these things, or maybe just if I just keep going and I keep it consistent, people will remember to come here. And I'm sure there's people that are scrolling through TikTok right now and they're wondering, and they didn't realize it. Exactly. So yeah, that, and on here I can do that. So I mean, the 9 a.m. slot on TikTok seems to be working great. I found out recently that I'm the guy they listen to on their morning commutes to work now. People choose me over the radio and talk show stuff, which is really, really awesome. And it really humbles me and it really makes me very happy inside to know that. So, I want to let the three of you know, the three of you that are here, I want you to know how much I truly, truly appreciate this. Where two or more are gathered, the Lord is present. And this to me, I consider this a success. I think this is great. So, I mean, Heidi and Angel and Cloud Gazing, if you're still here, what are some things that you guys want to talk about? Because it's just you three, so I can focus just on you. So that's a benefit here. That's a real benefit here, is we can have these conversations. I wonder if, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can. Let's see. I'm just messing with a couple of things here just to try and see if I can turn this slow mode thing off, because I don't really need no, that's not it either. Manage. I don't want to screw nothing up. I think I'm going to turn off that slow mode for next time, though. Yeah. So, Heidi and Angel, how would the two of you like to be my YouTube moderators, my first YouTube moderators? For you being present here for me on my first real true YouTube live. That's funny. Is this the same Angel that I thought was a bot today? Okay, so that's Angel. And Heidi is now a standard moderator too. So there you go. So I know I already have two moderators. So thank you. Thank you for doing that for me. So let's see, what can we touch on that's not a hot button topic. Heidi, I made you a moderator. Oh yeah, that's right. You're on both. That's awesome. So I'm trying to think of what's not like a hot button topic, something we can talk about here. Let's talk about those federal postal courts. I don't think that it's anything we truly need to concern ourselves with. I don't, because until we see some actions taken by this group, we don't know. We truly don't know. And there is no record. Literally, there is no record. And I've been digging. There is no record of anyone ever having been accused, tried, convicted, sentenced, and sentence carried out for anything in regards to that. So I think they're just here to educate. I think they're just there to educate us on the whole contract language thing. And that's cool. That's all good. But I just don't think, like, they're not going to be the ones on the bench when the bad guys get in trouble. You know what I mean? It's not going to be that. It's not going to be them. It's not going to be MKC. It's not going to be. I was wrong about that. I misunderstood it, and I had to make sure I told you guys that I misunderstood it and I made a mistake in regards to all that. So I think that I don't know. It's not going to be them. That's one thing that I do know. So I keep seeing things over and over again that continually remind me. Like today, I saw the video of 45 standing in that room, and he said, "Do you see this? This looks like the calm before the storm." And the one reporter said, "What storm, Mr. President?" And he just responded with, "You'll find out." And that reminded me that reestablished my confidence, that reestablished my faith in these things. So we need to make sure that we are putting the right stuff in front. Oh, you didn't? I have to, I think I may have reposted it on TikTok, but I'll find it and I'll repost it. But yeah, that was, that's one of those things. Like, guys, we need to realize that this is a military operation, and there are no leaks. None. There are none. We only get what they give us, drip by drip by drip. And it has to be that way. The public has to be woken up slowly. Otherwise, it would be chaos. I've referred to this before. It's what I call IAB, or information acquisition burnout. Those of us that have went into it and dug and researched for 12 to 14 hours a day for so many months, or a year, like myself, a year straight, 12 to 14 hours a day, just digging, watching, reading, going through all this, we get into that mode. We're like, oh my God, all this information, we've got to tell everyone, we've got to save the world. Could you imagine if they dropped all that information publicly on everybody at one time, and 300 million Americans were all in that information acquisition burnout mode, just fried? Oh my God, I got to tell everybody. It would be chaos. Things would be nuts. And that's why they have to do it slowly. I saw another thing just before I started this live. There was a 16-year plan. There was a 16-year plan that started with 44. It was going to be him, and then Hill Dog. And it was basically a set him up and knock him down scenario where 44 was the setup man, and then Hill Dog was going to do all these things and put us all into those small secluded areas where we couldn't travel any further than 15 minutes walking distance. And I also think that the thing was intended to do way more damage than it actually did. There was a big time strategy in there. It's on my TikTok. I did a video about that, where I believe that it was a strategized thing where they found out about it, and warp speed wasn't a creation process. It was the old switcheroo, and in a sense, a takedown. That's what I think. And when 45 took it, that was a message to the bad guys, and saying, "Hey, look, this stuff's harmless." That's what I think. Hey, there's a fourth person in here. See, we're up to 4 now. That's wonderful. So cool. Yeah, very interesting. That's my perspective on it, because this thing is 5D chess. This is Casino Royale for the world. And we got one shot. So patience is necessary here, guys. Patience is everything. Patience, faith, compassion for others. Like, there's a reason why there hasn't been any real authoritarian laws passed. 5D New Earth, our golden age. Yes, it's going to be beautiful. We are cultivating that fifth density world right now. Like we are going back to right thinking, to godly thinking, to sound thinking. We are going to humans, not these monsters that try to manipulate us and take over our way of life and control our way of life. Like, we are transitioning back to our original divine timeline. I'm talking Garden of Eden conditions across the board. Liberty and abundance for all, not just the 1%. And there will be justice. Hallelujah. There will be justice. Because that's where we're at right now. As a people, as we the people, we want justice first. We don't care about money. We don't care about the stuff. We don't care about those things. We want justice first. If nothing else, justice for all the corruption, which is obvious at this point. It's true. Some will never wake up. But that's just one of those things. You know, NPCs. Well, I'm really glad you guys are here. So, do you guys got any questions about anything? Like, I don't know, anything? You guys wondering about certain things? Like, I don't know. I saw something today. They were talking about they were talking about the evidence, like the transaction evidence, like the bank statements. And the funny thing about that, guys, is Ukrainian officials on December 28th, 2020, held a press conference where they released all of that information. And 3 weeks later, they swore him in anyways. At the end of December 2020, I was screaming from the hilltops, look at this, look at this. They have it, they have it, they have it. Nobody wanted to hear it. Nobody wanted to hear it. We have it all. We have it all. We've had it all for a long time. And this is just the movie that has to play out. We are going to be okay. We are going to be just fine. And it's going to be great. What a time to be alive. What a time. Yes, God is always with us. You know, and we have to give praise. We have to be thankful. We have to practice gratitude. Will there be EBS? I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I think so. I think there will be. Just because people need to see. People are going to see all of the evidence. They're going to. And it's going to be very, very disturbing. Yes, that's the 10 days. That's the whole 10 days of darkness thing. Like, it's not going to be darkness. You know, they're not going to cut the power. But it's like media blackout kind of thing. And during that period of time, the only thing that will be on TV is the evidence. And it will take all of 10 days. It will take all of 10 days to get through one showing of it. That's how much there is. 194,000 sealed indictments, each of which can list several hundred co-conspirators. Do you understand how many people that is? Yep. Tons. And it's all of them. It's all of them. And it's going to be biblical. It's going to be biblical. You know, it's important for us to educate ourselves in the meantime. I can't wait either, Angel. I can't. I can't wait. Like I've been hoping for it every single day for the last 3.5 years. I was sure. I even bet one of my friends $100 that by May 1st of 2021, things would be handled. And boy, was I wrong about that. And that's why I don't do dates anymore. You know, and even though there's only 4 of you in here, like you can see it down in the description here. I won't monetize because I know what happens when I do. I've already received an offer and it was, yeah, we'll do this, but you can't talk about this anymore. And this that I couldn't talk about. Yep. As soon as I saw that, I said, no, nope. Several $1,000s a month. But I wouldn't have been able to talk about this. And I said, no. Nope. Not happening. So the only way I'm doing this right now is by the grace and the goodness of the people that are following me, my audience. You know, I am accepting donations if that is something you're blessed enough to be able to provide. All the stuff is in the description here. I'll show you this real quick. Yeah, cool. I don't like doing it, but I'm okay with it now. I've gotten past it, and it's just how I have to do it because I won't take hush money. I won't. If I can't be 100% authentic and myself, there is no offer. There is no offer. No offer to keep me quiet. Yeah, I believe I will, Heidi. I do. I do believe that. I believe it is coming. I've been seeing it in the number sequences. Like the number spoke to me today was 555, and the other yesterday it was 888. If you look at that angel number 888, that's exactly it. And that's the point. Like if I can't be 100% authentic and myself and talk about what it is I truly know about, what the people truly want to know, I don't want nothing to do with it. You can't pay me enough. If somebody showed up with a briefcase full of $1 million and said, we'll give you this, but you can't talk about this no more, I'll shut the door on. I don't need that. That's not why I'm doing. Like I'm not in this for that. I'm in this to help educate other people. I've been researching and acquiring and accumulating this information. This is my 26th year doing it. And I never knew until recently what I was going to do with all this information. until I stopped and listened for the guidance. And then I knew it was time. February 27th of this year was the day. And then shortly thereafter, I started Kid by the Side of the Road. Speaking of, once I get to 1,100 followers or subscribers on YouTube, rather, I'm giving away a free copy of this. I'll do it raffle style, and I'm giving away a copy of this, which I'm still waiting for the new copies that I ordered. It's been 45 days. No, like numerology thing intended. It's really been that long, and I haven't gotten any. Like, I haven't gotten them yet, which is weird. I ordered them on April 1st. It's a 1-pack. Usually it takes a few weeks for them to get here. But the first time I ordered, I did not wait this long. And for some reason, I am not getting a response to the emails I'm sending saying, hey, where are my books? So it'll come, they'll show up. It's weird to me that it's been that long. They took my money right away. They took my money immediately. Yeah, I ordered from directly from the right place. I went to the right place, yes. It was the same place I ordered the first ones from. Yeah, seems that way, and it's very true. It's okay. I mean, it'll come. It'll get figured out. It'll get straightened out. I mean, I'm a long way from 1,100 subscribers, so we got some time. I got some time. Once they get here, I mean, worst case scenario, I would just raffle off the one that I got and send it out. I'll just wait for the new ones. So it could be anything. It could be any reason, really. So here's something that I'd like to talk about. What I've noticed is a lot of the like the truther sort of community, the ones that have big followings in that, they tend to focus on talking about mainstream narrative stuff, which I find very strange. Because if you know that it's all just pantomime. And people are getting all bent out of shape over pantomime, over theater. We go to the movies, we watch a movie. Sure, there may be some sad parts. We get a tear for, like, if a puppy dies or whatever. But, like, then we leave the movie and we're fine. People get bent out of shape for weeks over headlines that we know are lies. Right. Yeah. It's obvious. It's so obvious, Angel. It's so obvious. At least to those of us that are awake and aware and can see it. It's so obvious. Like, you saw that one where he scratched the back of his neck and made that weird wrinkle. And people are like, oh, that's just normal. Here's another one that I want to point out too. Like, back on Inauguration Day, people pointed out the fact that there were no rankings on the coats. And the excuse was, oh, they were wearing overcoats. They were also wearing overcoats on 45's Inauguration Day. And you know what the real overcoats have that these ones didn't? Gold shoulder bands. They had those gold shoulder ribbons for 45's inauguration. Those are the real overcoats. The real overcoats have gold shoulder bands on them. These ones don't. They had nothing on them at all. They were like trench coats you get at a coat store, just regular coats. Yeah, some people fully buy into it. You know, and that's a hard truth that people need to understand is like they create and build and put together full on Hollywood style movie sets with paid actors and everything. I know y'all remember when they used video game footage and tried to convince us that it was a real world event. They don't just do that sometimes. They don't just do that once in a while. It's silly. Oh, yeah. The ankle things. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And the boots and all that stuff. Yeah. And that's what we're doing. We are taking it back. We are unwinding. We are unwinding the magic. We are unwinding their spells. We are unwinding all of their wizardry. And it takes time. It takes time. And I'm okay. We're here. We're communicating. We're doing okay. We still have all of our God-given rights, all of them. There are way more good people in this world. Just go out in your community. Just go out in your community and see for yourself. Like you just go anywhere. You see people being nice to each other. There's none of that craziness. People are good. I hang out in my community all the time and everybody's nice. And my church is always packed. Like there's always people there and they're all smiling and happy and having a good time, loving one another. And then they turn on the television and they see all the chaos and they think it's really happening. And yet there are no citizen journalists there. It's so obvious. So obvious. And yes, we are worth fighting for, and if it wasn't for this whole operation, that this dates back to 1963. I know some of you may remember a very famous quote from Junior that said, "I will tear the entire thing down to find out who did that to my father." Promises made, promises kept. And there are no leaks. So with that, guys, listen, I want to thank the four of you for showing up tonight. For a minute, I thought nobody was going to watch this. But I was wrong. And I feel truly blessed to have the four of you here with me tonight on this first live. It's been a very special voyage. It's been a very special maiden voyage for my YouTube channel, for my YouTube live schedule. The next one isn't going to be until Friday. So I've got some time to sort of build this up in the between time. And it should be better. It should be better come Friday. Maybe I'll get 5 people on Friday, 6 on Saturday. That'll be cool. So so again, truly, God bless all of you. You know, and I've got moderators now here, and I'm ready to get it rolling. So let us pray. Dear Lord, I thank you for this day. I thank you for this technology. I thank you for this ability to reach people far and wide on every single day. I thank you for the gifts that you've given me to be able to communicate to people and all of the knowledge that I acquired, and I've been able to share it with others. I ask that you place a hedge of protection over myself, my family, my loved ones, their families, their loved ones, and their loved ones as well. And always, always remember, for the four of you here, that our names may not appear down here in this world's Hall of Fame. In fact, we may be so unknown that no one knows our names, and no one knows that we're going live. The Oscars and the praise of men may never come our way, but don't forget, God has rewards that he'll hand us someday. This crowd on earth, they'll soon forget. When we're no longer at the top, they'll cheer like mad until we fall, and then their praise will stop. But God does not forget. We are in his Hall of Fame by just believing on his Son. Forever there's our name. I tell you, friends, I wouldn't trade my name, however small, because it's written there beyond the stars in that celestial hall for all the famous names on earth and the glory that they share. I'd rather be an unknown here and have my name up there. God bless all of you guys. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy that you were here. I'm closing this out. I consider this a success. I love all of you. Have a good night. We'll see you in the morning.